My name is Ryan Shanahan. Everyone calls me Skinny. That's what I'm usually known by. And I'm an audio engineer and a mixer. Anton and I started working primarily in the Interscope studios. His first 2 albums were done there. We spent so much time in that studio, they renamed it to Zedd 1, was the name of the studio for even years after we no longer went there anymore. The studio that we're in right now, this one, which is by far the best one yet, is actually Studio 2.5. I would say 3, but it's actually not the 3rd studio because it's the 3rd house that he's owned. The last single, Make You Say, Anton produced it in here. We tracked the vocals in Nashville, but all the vocals were edited, mixed, and the final mix down was done in this room. Currently in this studio, we are running the Symphony Mk II and using literally every inch of it. We have the 8-channel preamp card in, and the rest is Thunderbolt. Since this room is basically, it's a split room, it's mostly Cubase, but then Pro Tools just for vocal tracking. So running at Thunderbolt's the easiest way to kind of get that done. And the whole thing is just completely maxed out with keyboards, microphones, and I have things set up on a sub mixer so that we can have the keyboards live with no latency. I chose the Mk II for this space just because of its flexibility. Being able to throw in the cards, the expansion cards, such as the preamps, was kind of the big deal for me, because I needed to have those on board for things like the keyboards and other things that are around us where I don't need something that is particularly colored like I might want for a vocal. And plus I wanted a soft limit. I love Apogee's soft limit. It's just a great feature, and it's really nice to have on something where a lot of times you have a producer or an artist that won't be writing a preamp. They'll just be moving a volume control on a keyboard. So it's nice to have a little bit of protection in case they crank it up a little bit hot. For example, you are tracking a vocal and you have all your settings in there, but for one note, the singer decides to belt or get too close to the mic, and maybe your attack is set a little slow on the compressor. It doesn't kick in fast enough, and all of a sudden you just have a spike that happens. Soft limit can save you if that's like a take that maybe that's the take, and soft limit will save you, whereas it will distort otherwise. So I'm not saying that works all the time, but it's a really good safety net to have. Usually in the studio, it's gonna be either the Symphony Mk II, which is behind me, or a Symphony desktop, which I actually use in my other studio. On the road, don't need to have something so big, because usually road situations in the Zedd cam are more so writing and don't need as many channels. On the road, the easiest thing always is just to bring a duet.